your private, your company. If you have a side job, your side job mail. I mean, it's too much. It's too much.
Just get started on their to-do list. Another email comes in and changes everything.
The most popular button on my PC is delete.
So tonight, Mark, we're going to be talking about organizing email. So that's one of the biggest questions I get asked. Why people are getting stressed a lot is that they're trying to organize their time and then they just get started on their to-do list. Another email comes in and changes everything around. So how do we deal with this?
Yes. How do you deal with that? Yeah, that's it's a challenge, isn't it? For a lot of people, it is very, very hard, and it's already hard and difficult. I realize that if you get it managed, okay, because then you're away for a weekend and then you come back and then there's like 20, 30, 100 emails, maybe more.
Yeah.
But if you haven't managed it for a long time or at all, then you can easily end up with a mailbox of over 1,000 unread mails, and that's really hard. So how to manage it? There's a couple of things that I guess that I do, and I will admit there are times where it fails on me as well. It does happen.
I don't think anybody's got this cracked. Like, I haven't met anyone who's actually been perfect with email. Like, but give me your ideas.
Or they're not very popular, you know?
Yeah, because they don't answer any of them.
They don't answer and they don't get it, and nobody wants to email them. You know, it can happen. But first thing is, I set apart, like I do with other tasks, I set apart a particular moment of time during the day, in the afternoon, not in the morning, to read my email. Actually not to read my email, but to deal with my email. Okay.
So you don't check your email until the afternoon?
Until the afternoon. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And if something is urgent, people will call me or text me or something like that, which is still an interruption. On email, I tend to, okay. And the reason is that my most productive, and that's for a lot of people the case, maybe not for everyone, but I know for me at least, my morning is my most productive moment in time. So I really want to keep that to work on as much things as possible. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I would say that either later in the afternoon or early afternoon, although early afternoon is better for meetings, that's another story, but I would put in a time frame daily. For me, it's usually around 1:30 or something like that, to read my email. My most popular button on my PC is delete. We receive a lot of emails that actually we shouldn't be getting. Mm-hmm. Okay, where a copy of a copy, or it's we end up in all kinds of newsletters, and I've been guilty as well of saving them because there's something interesting in there, and I might read that later, and I've changed my mind about that. So if I only read what I'm looking for at that particular moment, so I don't save newsletters. It doesn't. I never get back to them, so why keep them?
So delete all the newsletters. That's the first part of it.
Or unsubscribe, even better.
Unsubscribe.
And every now and then I end up on newsletters that I never subscribe on. Unsubscribe is get as few, reduce your in-stream. Reduce your in-stream, okay? Delete, defer, delegate, or do.
Is this the 4D strategy?
Yeah, correct. That's one thing that I do often on my email. So late afternoon or in the afternoon, a fixed time, not 3 times a day, 1 time a day, 4D strategy. And what is that 4D strategy? If I don't need it, not going to use it, nothing needs to happen with it, I delete it. Okay? If I need to do something, it takes less than 2-3 minutes, I do it immediately. 4 minutes, 5 minutes, okay, I do it immediately. If I can give the task to somebody else, meaning I'm not going to get happy of this task, I delegate it. Okay. I do realize not everyone has people to delegate to, and so those things you have to do yourself. And otherwise, I defer. That's the 4D. Defer meaning I put it immediately in the. I always put it in the archive. I never keep it in my inbox. If something needs to be done, I flag it. I put a little flag on it. And I've put it, the other way of doing it is you can still flag it, but you put it in your to-do list that you have somewhere. If there's a big task, somebody sends you an email, can you make a proposal for a couple of days of coaching and some explanation? I would say, okay, to do that, I might have to phone the person. I might have to send him some brochures, whatever it is, that are not standard written, but that I need to adapt. So I would put that in the archive, and I put a note in my to-do list, make a proposal for XYZ, and we do that.
So your archive, just to be clear, do you have separate folders in the archive for different things? You just got one archive.
One archive, because my to-do, if I write things in my to-do list, and I use flags a lot. So if there are still things to do, I check the flags in my email and I check the to-do list weekly. The search facilities on most email programs are so good that you actually do not need those sub directories. You just put them in one archive. I know some people will disagree with me, will be more organized. You can do that. Up to you. I don't need it. I didn't feel that I needed it.
Okay, so I've met a lot of people who haven't even heard of like archives or anything like that. Everything is in their inbox.
I don't like that. Because if it's in your inbox, if it's in my inbox and I leave it there, I don't know if I have reviewed it, yes or no. And so if you leave everything within your inbox, you might be reviewing the same email twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, while it is a deferred or while it is okay. And I don't like that. It's a waste of time for me. Okay. And that was the whole point, is gain an extra hour a day.
Definitely.
So putting things in the archive, I know it has been at least processed. And if it has a flag, I need to do something with it. So it's quite clear for me. And all the rest is maybe I'll read it later.
So you're actually using an inbox the way it was designed in an office when post came in. There was an inbox and people would then sort it. So you're actually sorting it, where like lots of people now just leave everything in there.
It's a system that has worked for centuries,
yeah,
and has led to where we are now. Don't know if you make the evaluation of where we are now is good, but at least it was productive.
Yeah.
And if it works, why change it? You know.
I put things in the folders, I must admit.
Yeah, I did that in the past, and I ended up looking, which folder was this? Was this the folder clients, or was this the folder prospects? And if a prospect becomes a client, do I then change it? And I used to have a folder waiting, and Well, I got half of it. Is it then still waiting, or is it? I mean, oh no. Everything in archive now. I don't. You know what? There's a second reason why I do it, and while I'm explaining it, it reminds me of it.
Yeah.
It's I get decision tired. That means that each time that I need to move an email to a particular folder, I need to make a decision about which folder. And that takes time, that takes effort, and it depletes your capability to make decisions during the day. Now I don't have to decide. It's all archive. No difficulty, just boom, no decision to make. The only decision I have to make is, can I do it now, or do I need to do it later?
Yeah, cool. I think that most people haven't even come across like different ways of organizing email. And what I did, I actually got a book. I think it was Outlook for Dummies, something like that. And it came up with so many ideas that I hadn't even heard of.
Yeah.
And like using rules, putting things into folders.
Oh, yeah.
That helped a lot, I've got to admit. That really helped.
Yeah, now you actually remind me of. I do have a few rules that send some emails directly to archive. I don't even open them anymore. Bank statements, they go immediately in my archive, and I know where they are, and if I need to look something up, I can easily look them up. But I don't need them in my inbox because I know I will archive them, and there's nothing else to do with them but to archive. Even for me, there's many things to learn, and I even expect even more things to come as things like artificial intelligence gets implemented in your email client. I mean, God knows what will be possible. You might have like an automatic assistant, or oh, by the way, that's another thing that I do as we speak. As a coach, I have to deal with arranging meetings with clients, of course. And it used to be a pain, like the person sent me an email, I can do Monday that, Tuesday that. Well, okay, good.
Yeah.
But I was with clients, so I only answer in the evening. So I do Tuesday at 3:00, and then the client mails back. So you know what? While I was waiting for your answer, Tuesday 3:00 is blocked now. So you get a back and forward, finding a slot. Now I use a tool. In my case, I use Calendly, but there are others where clients can actually go to my agenda, book a meeting, and all the emails are automatic, meaning that it automatically sends a meeting request, puts it in the agenda of my client and myself, books a Zoom meeting as well if it's online, and we're happy.
Perfect.
Okay. And yeah, lots less email to deal with. And that's just one of the things. I mean, there's so many tools on the market. Also, it's quite easy to have like standard templates for answering to some of the emails. You could probably in some email clients you can already automate it easily. That either by a rule or just manually you have like standard templates to copy and send your email, so that you don't have to think about what do I need to answer again, what did I send last time. No. Templates gone. It's so easy.
Okay, that brings us nicely to the next piece of the organizational puzzle, shall we say.